Yeah. Hustling and grinding, don't know where to go. Emerald Coast board, got the knowledge flow. Whispers in the wind, strategies unfold. Business blueprint like a pirate's code.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Tab Lab with your host, Mickey Kilburn,
Whoop, whoop.
and myself, Neil Grosshatter. We are stoked you guys are here with us because we have a fun topic today.
Yes.
A super fun one, and I do apologize. We are going to be using notes because we just have a lot to talk about with it because there's so much to it.
There is.
There's so much to
Yeah.
it. But before we get started, quick shout out to two very specific, vital people for the Tab Lab. Ryan Balmer with Suffer Up Podcast. Great podcast, great guy. If you guys have not listened to their podcast, please go down to the description below. You will see a link to their podcast. Check it out, like and subscribe.
Good podcast.
It's awesome. And also Tanya Seabrook with Seabrook Marketing. Again, she allows us to use our space. She helps us out because we are not the greatest with promoting anything. And she's really good at it. So check her podcast out, again, down below with the Run of Show podcast. So getting started today, why we have notes and why there's so much information is because we are going to talk about the worst advice entrepreneurs receive.
Wow.
There's so much.
There is so much here. So much to unpack.
Yeah. I don't even know where to get started because entrepreneurs, we get advice all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we actually give advice for a living.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way.
I guess so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we do.
Hopefully our advice isn't bad, right?
I haven't really seen much of it in our notes and our talking points,
Yeah.
which has been a bonus. But there's so much advice people get, especially when they tell friends, they tell family, they tell other entrepreneurs, hey, I'm going to start a business, or I started a business and this is what's going on. Then they get advice. And a lot of times that advice it sounds good. It's got some good buzzwords to it. But
Just be honest, it sucks.
it sucks. It's bad. It
Mhm.
gets really bad. And especially when you start looking at the science behind it, it's like even worse.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to go down, have our talking points,
Dun, dun, dun. Oh,
and
we got lots.
we got lots. Because, man, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's important to note that a lot of bad advice is not given with ill intentions.
No, most of the advice is not given with malintent at all.
No.
I'd say like 95, 99% of it is given with good intention
Mm-hmm.
to try to help the individual and try to help them out to succeed.
That's because that's what they were taught.
That's what they were taught. But in reality, the advice really isn't that great.
No. And some of it is just outdated.
That's true. It's
Outdated.
valid. Yep. Because one of the first ones I want to talk about here, just jumping right into it.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Fail fast, fail forward. We've all heard that, like, hey, if you're going to fail, fail fast. If you're going to fail, fail forward. Basically, you learn something from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not great advice because we're doing a couple things to our brains already. First thing is we're telling our brain we're going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing we're doing. Hey, we're going to fail, and we're going to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Let me sink my 401k into this thing that I already have in my brain. I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then the second part, failing forward. Sometimes failure isn't forward.
Failure necessarily isn't forward. There's actually a study by Harvard that's papers
Dun, dun,
this time.
dun.
I know.
I'm shocked that we have a study to talk about.
You guys see how mean he is to me? So they actually found that founders who failed for the first time and then failed the second time was equal percentage. Their success rate was no better the second time. Only founders who failed from a successful or sold a successful business before had a higher statistic of succeeding. So technically, it doesn't really matter how many times you fail. If you think you're going to fail, there's a good chance you're going to fail.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's one of those advice. It sounds good in theory because it says to fail forward. So to kind of debunk it and to kind of like get into the weeds there, it's if you fail, not when you fail, because then you're already telling yourself you're failing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you fail, what lessons are you learning from it? What can you do differently? Where did that failure actually come from? What is that root cause? And then not necessarily just like combating that root cause, but other secondary and tertiary effects that come from it. So it's looking more in depth to it.
Yeah.
And not telling yourself you're going to fail from the very beginning.
Yeah. And, you know, and I don't like the way it says brought up the bat, fail fast.
Yeah.
Because that to me is like, hey, just fire from the hip. Do your failure and get it over with.
Pew pew.
You know, it's like, come on, man, let's think this out. Let's get our SOPs in place. Let's get this going. Let's figure it out. What's our vision? Let's do this. Let's figure it out and be ready to go.
Wow.
Instead of just pew, pew, fire fast and fail, because sometimes if you don't have a lot of startup, planning to fail right off the get-go could be catastrophic.
It's huge because a lot of times it is.
Yeah, it can be.
It can be very catastrophic, and especially if you don't have these things in place prior to starting or soon after you start. That failure does come fast, a lot faster than you think it's going to come.
Yeah.
And those aren't the things you're looking at. You're looking at what could I have done differently? What different product or service should I have offered? And you're not looking at the actual things that matter. That vision, those SOPs, the things that truly drive the business forward, the KPIs you should be measuring. We're not looking at those things. We're looking at the product or service.
Yeah.
And then it happens.
Yep.
So that's a fun one.
Yep.
We'll move on to the next one.
What's next? That's a good
All right.
thing.
I like this one because it kind of goes into that, because if we're going to fail, we're going to fail fast. Not a good piece of advice. But we start.
Hopefully you get a little hit along before you fail,
going.
right?
But usually we're starting a business because we have a passion. We have something that, man, we are just passionate about. We're really good at. We follow our passion, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Oh my gosh. How many times you hear that one?
I live it. I do have a passion, and this is what it is.
Yeah.
Teaching, coaching. I love this stuff. And I don't feel like I'm working a day in my life.
Yeah, this is something that we would do for free if we were able to.
It is. It is. I do like putting food on the table, though. That Eleanor does like her food. So
She gets a little cranky without her Cheetos.
or her barbecue.
I owe her some.
Yeah.
Her meat candy.
Her meat candy. Man, she loves barbecue. This is a quick side note for all listeners. My daughter is a huge barbecue fan. So much so that we were asking her favorite restaurant the other night. Immediately popped off Voodoo Barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Just, I mean, immediate. And I was like, yeah, guess what I have for lunch? And she was like, I don't know what. And I was like, your favorite place? She goes, Voodoo Barbecue? I said, yeah, it was Voodoo. And she was like, I love Voodoo Barbecue.
Yes, good food.
Yeah. So, but we got to put that food on the table. But we do. This is a passion of ours.
Yeah.
But just because it's your passion doesn't mean it's everybody else's passion.
That's true.
And this is where, if you're following your passion, that's amazing. I love it. Not saying never follow your passion. But what we're saying here is you need to follow a passion that people will pay you for.
Oh, wait. I was getting ready to say my passion is cruises and vacations.
Do people not pay you for those?
No.
Oh.
Cost me money, actually.
You know, I'd probably do those, but I wouldn't make a business out of it.
That's probably a good idea.
You know?
Make sure your passion could generate revenue.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing. And this is where the market research comes into play. And so we say this stat a lot. So within 5 years, 80% of businesses fail.
Yes.
Like that's our vision, is to decrease that for the Gulf Coast area. Like
Yep.
that is the vision with Tabby and Roll Coast. That's what we do. If we can get that down to 79, we are winning.
We're celebrating.
Yep. But going back to this whole point, so
Mhm.
if 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years, do you know what the number one cause is?
Lack of passion?
No, not like a passion. It's just over 40% of those businesses fail within that 5 years because there's not a need or want from consumers.
That's a pretty big stat. Almost half.
Almost half of those businesses. So every business starting today, 80% of them, 80% will fail in 5 years. Almost half of those businesses that fail is because they are providing a service or product that nobody actually wants.
Wow. You know, I was going to actually get 2 chairs and put them on the beach and rent them out. So, because my passion is watching the golf.
Yeah, it's great.
You're saying that may not be viable?
If people don't want them.
Especially since they can just take their own chair and move 5 feet over and plant it, right?
I mean, you know,
Yeah, that's good.
it's a valid thing because
It is.
we don't necessarily think about it. When we get passionate about something, us as humans, we get
Mhm.
passionate about it.
Yeah.
We love it. You get very passionate about coaching.
I do.
Very passionate about it. Loves, like, I can't tell you guys how many times I get a phone call. I just got off this coaching session and I can hear it in his voice. And he's so excited and so happy.
You call me a
about it.
nerd.
I am 100%. But it's good because it's a passion that you have. And it's something we should never not, go
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Go for your passions. That's great. But don't try to make a business out of it if consumers don't want to pay for it.
Yep. Yeah. That old adage, filling a need.
You fill the need.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from a book. So we'll just talk about it. $100 million Offers by Alex Hormozy. He actually has a quote in the book. It's about a college professor, and I'm going to get this wrong, so please don't quote me on this, but it's about a college professor talking to marketing students and talking to the marketing students saying, what is the number one thing that impacts the sale of a product or a service? And so the students were saying all these things: location, quality, price, and they just went down the list, right? Going down the list. And the teacher just lets them go. They exhaust all the different answers. And he says, it's starvation of the crowd.
Wow.
He said, you could have one hot dog stand that has the worst hot dogs in the world selling for $20 a piece. But if you're the only hot dog stand in town on a college football game during tailgating,
Millionaire.
you will sell out.
Mm-hmm.
Starvation of the crowd.
Wow.
So,
That sounds like a book that's on my list now.
right?
That's
$100
good.
million Offers, Alex Hormozy. Great book. It's super short read. Like, even if you listen to it on Audible, it's like just over 3 hours. So it's a short read.
Yeah.
It's just loads of information. But it goes to this point. You may have a passion, but does it actually reach the starvation of the crowd? If it does not,
That's good. That was almost some old man wisdom.
I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got more of that.
You
than I
still
do.
got a little too much dark.
Yeah, a little too much.
We'll get you there.
You ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
Sleep is for the weak.
Oh, wow.
I worked 100 hours last week, y'all. It's not true,
Wow.
but yeah. How cool am I?
Not.
Why?
That's not
What
a
are you
badge.
talking about?
That is not a badge of honor.
I worked my butt off.
We just had a podcast about that.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Talked about how that is so unhealthy for you.
No, I got so much stuff done.
Yeah. And to tag along that with the I'll get enough sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah,
Same
I sure
thing.
will.
But she won't be a successful business owner anymore.
I don't even know what happens to my business after that.
Mm-mm. Nope, you won't be worried about it.
That's weird. So what you're telling me is I should not be happy I worked 100 hours?
No. This goes back to our life, health, business, where we always talk about you got to take care of all three. That three-legged stool that we like to talk about, that, if we're sleeping, we are recharging.
Yeah.
And I know you broke out some cool studies on that about
I
that.
sure did.
There was something that you broke out. Well, remind me again. It was something about the blood alcohol content.
Yeah, that's fun because when we are sleep deprived, our blood alcohol content is actually, well, not our blood alcohol content, but it's related to or equivalent to a 0.10 on our blood alcohol content.
That's above the legal limit.
It sure is.
Wow. So you're telling me I need some sleep?
So why can't I operate my business legally drunk?
You cannot, sir. Well, you probably could. I mean, if you're a bartender, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean,
But it wouldn't be very long.
but that's a really good point you just made there with the equivalent sleep deprivation with blood alcohol content being equivalent to being over the legal limit. So if you won't drive your car because you're over the legal limit because you're drunk, but you will operate a business legally drunk
And make business decisions.
that impact how many people's lives.
Yes. Think about that 80% rule.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
principle, baby.
That is like you know, if you want your business to stay, you need to be here for it.
Mm-hmm.
And we go back to that previous podcast where we talked about how important it is to get sleep and recharge for you, yourself, your business, for your family, for your life.
It's vital.
It is. That's like a big, horrible myth.
It really is, because as business coaches, we would never tell somebody, hey, let's go pound some beers and bourbon and then make critical decisions for your business.
You know, ironically, on that very thing, I've had
This is not good.
business coaches who have had, or I've been coaching people where clients have had to say, hey, I got to let somebody go. And this was it's hard letting somebody go.
That's a hard decision.
You're affecting a lot in that person's life by having to let him go. And it was a tough one. And I said to that person, I said, hey, at the end of the day, after that's all over, she was married. And I said, grab your husband, go on a date night.
Yeah.
Go out, have some dinner, talk about things, anything but what happened during the day, and just kind of let it go. And that life is important. And I think by doing that, by going out and having that relaxing time with her spouse, her husband, and that relaxation, maybe some tacos and margaritas, whatever.
Probably tacos at least.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that person probably slept a heck of a lot better that night.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference. If that keeps you up all night and you're like the next day, you're carrying that, letting that employee go for days.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Versus just,
yep.
It's something that we have to do. It sucks.
Yep.
It's something we have to do, but you have to do it and you have to keep going.
But could you imagine doing that legally drunk?
That wouldn't go very well.
How would that decision process go legally drunk?
Probably not very good.
Right? Like,
yeah.
These are like big things we're talking about. So I'll sleep when I'm dead? That is awful advice. We cannot make effective decisions.
You know, on that line, if you follow that mantra, you will be dead sooner.
That's true. That is exactly 1,000%. If you want to know more about that, we did a podcast a couple times ago about that. That was part of it.
Yep.
It's huge. All right.
Next one.
Moving on. Fake it till you make it, baby. Nobody will know how terrible I am because I'm faking it till I make it.
Yeah. That one sounds good in principle, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I think I'm pretty good. I'm going to have my social media make me look really good. And nobody's going to know.
Yeah. Until they do.
Until they do. How so?
Well, you know, what happens if you fake it till you make it, and when you get it, you fail at it horribly?
Uh-oh.
What does that do to the reputation of the business? Your reputation.
That's gone.
And when you're in a smaller community like ours is, that can be catastrophic to your business.
It's terrible. That is a business killer.
Yeah.
Actually. And the reverse of this, which is something Mickey and I have actually been talking about, because Mickey has secret plans of his own. He has no idea. But the reverse of that is imposter syndrome.
Yes.
We don't think we're good enough
Oh yeah.
to it. So
Oof.
it's either we're faking it till we make it because we don't actually know what we're doing and we just want the perception that we know what we're doing.
Mhm.
Or we actually do know what we're doing and we're good enough for it, but we don't think we are.
Yeah.
These are two really vital aspects and every entrepreneur will go through each one of these.
Yeah. And one of the things about fake it till you make it, here's the kicker about that is a lot of people who are faking it aren't faking what they know. They're faking something they don't know that's not actually part of their
Correct.
vision
Yep.
or part of the plan that they want their business to go, but they want the business so bad. It's like the equivalent of McDonald's all of a sudden saying, "Hey, oh, you want barbecue? Yeah, we'll give you barbecue. Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh,
McDonald's isn't barbecue.
We'll make some tacos."
Yeah. Man, I can't imagine.
Right.
McDonald's
Wouldn't that be
tacos.
weird? That would be.
Going to tacos? No, I can't
It's
see
not
myself
it.
going to McDonald's
Yeah,
for tacos.
But they're going to fake it till they make it, right?
Yeah. Sometimes that faking it isn't part of your vision or your
It's
plan.
not.
You shouldn't be doing it.
No.
And sometimes I know it's as scary as an entrepreneur, especially if you are a newer entrepreneur. Sometimes it's better to say, that's not what we do.
No. And so that right there is really hard for a newer entrepreneur because that's
Painful.
turning away business.
It is.
Right? So you're turning away business. As a new entrepreneur, I can't do that. I need to put food on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get customers. So maybe I'll fake it and I'll get this new product, service, whatever they want, and start forming to that one client.
Mm-hmm.
And then another client comes up and says, "Hey, this." That's not what we do either. "Yeah, sure, we do it."
Yeah.
And we continue this cycle. Now we've lost vision. If you did it for your passion, well, that's not there anymore because that's gone.
Yeah.
And then the imposter syndrome creeps in, but it's real because this isn't what we're good at.
Yeah.
We've completely lost it.
Yeah. Your business is doing things that you didn't ever want to do.
Correct. Not what it was meant to do. It's not following your vision. You're not doing anything with your mission because that's how you fulfill your vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even there.
Yeah. It's the same concept of when you allow customers to dictate how you run your business,
Mm-hmm.
and now that becomes the new norm.
Yeah, that is not at all, not even close to how this should work.
No.
Period. Dot.
No.
So there's a big way to combat this. Radical candor.
I like it. Go on.
So radical candor is being completely and openly honest, but it has to be done in a trusted circle.
Yep.
With trusted people. So you guys know we don't promote Tab on here. We just talk about the Tab Lab. But Tab and what we do in our peer advisory boards, it is literally built for radical candor. And
Yep.
we're not trying to promote anything. But if an entrepreneur does not have a space, a person to truly be candor with, to just say what needs to be said, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not why I started the business.
Yep.
They will never get past the figure you make it stage.
No, they won't. And you talk about the peer advisory, and I know I'm going to talk about Tab. I mean, there are other.
Just in general, mastermind groups.
There are
whatever.
mastermind groups, but
Yeah.
I mean, mastermind groups are nothing like Tab. Tab
Yep.
is like a mastermind group times a million. But when you have somebody that you have similar business minded people helping you and guiding you and holding you accountable to those things, and you can go and say, hey, this customer is asking me to do these things. It's not normally in my wheelhouse. What should I do?
Mm-hmm.
And you have other business owners, probably you're going to find somebody in that group that
Yep.
had that very thing happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to say, hey, that happened to me. And this is what I did. And this is how it happened.
Yeah.
This is what happened from it. It could be that, hey, you know what? It worked out okay. Or they could say, you know what? It blew up in my face and I lost money on the deal.
Yeah.
So that having that peer advisory that you talk about to say, hey, this is something going on. I don't know what to do, because you certainly can't go to your employees and talk about this.
Hey, employees, we're asked to do this, and I don't really know how to
Exactly.
say no because I have to pay you. So
Exactly.
I'm going to say yes. So figure it out.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Mm-mm.
It's
So that peer advisory, to be able to talk to that other group of people
Mhm.
and have them say, this is what we would do, and then say, I'm going to do that, and they hold you accountable to that when you come back. If you said you
It's
were going to
vital.
say no,
Yep.
and you come back and you tell your peer advisory board or tab board, if we're talking about
Whatever
tab
it
here,
is.
hey, you know what? I did go ahead and do it. They're going to be like, why?
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
You lost
you
focus
said-
on your vision.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, you've got to have those people hold you accountable, because that whole fake it till you make it thing is the making it's pretty far fetch.
Yeah.
It's not really a thing you're going to make.
Yeah.
You're just going to continue faking business. And then that will lead to your wonderful stat of 5 years.
And you're gambling. And,
100%.
and you may
100%.
hit blackjack on that. You may hit your 21, but eventually, when you keep doing that,
Yep.
you're gonna bust, and the house is gonna win.
It's gonna win.
You need to be smart.
Yeah. So
Good one.
we have a lot more to talk about, and we won't have time to talk about them all.
Oh,
But
we have like
there's-
5 pages of these things.
I have over 7 pages of these things.
He's got more than me. Of course, he's got more. Than
But
me.
we're going to talk about one more. And this is something that we say all the time.
Mickey's awesome.
I don't know if that's advice or good advice.
Oh, wow. There we go. That's what I do.
There it was. But this is something we say all the time. We market this constantly in every sort of business coach, business consultant, business, anybody markets this statement.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we're going to talk about it. Not necessarily debunk it, because the advice is there, but how it's executed is wrong.
Let's do it.
Okay. Work on your business, not in your business.
One more time.
Work on your business, not in your business.
Wait, I'm confused, because I'm
Here
a
we go.
business owner. I should be working on my business
It's 100% accurate.
and not in my business, because if I'm working in
100%
my
accurate.
business, the business isn't growing because I can't do the business.
That's exactly it. And that's why
Wait,
I wanted,
what?
so this is huge,
Mm-hmm.
because this advice is actually really good advice, but it's implemented poorly.
Yes.
And that's where we have to focus, because as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you have to work on the business. You have to make sure the business is going and meeting its strategic objectives.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be going towards your vision. It's got to be accomplishing your mission. Has to.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to do that is to work on your business.
Yep.
The problem is we don't ever see what's going on in the business.
You mean we can't stay in our little ivory tower and work on the business all the time?
We cannot.
Yeah.
We cannot.
Yeah. So this myth is this bad advice. Let's not call it a myth.
It's not.
It's not altogether wrong, but
No.
this is a dig deep. This is not take this
Correct.
at surface value, because if you don't know what's going on in your business,
Correct.
that's bad too.
You will never be able to change the trajectory.
Mhm.
So if all you're doing is focusing on the business, on the big picture visionary things, which is what entrepreneurs are known for.
Yeah.
But you don't know what is actually happening within the business.
Yeah.
It may not be even going towards your trajectory, what you've planned and what you've done. And you'll have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's not bad advice, it's just executed poorly. So Waffle House.
Love me some Waffle
Love
House.
me some Waffle House. And I have to say, when you get out of the military, anybody who is listening to this who is in the military, when you go through the TAPS program, transition assistance program, they bring in a Waffle House rep. They always do for every single one. And I never understood it. And it's always like, wait, I do this in the military and you're bringing a Waffle House rep? Like, I go to Waffle House because it's freaking delicious, man. Not because I'm going to work there.
Yeah.
But there's so much that Waffle House does behind the scenes that people don't even know about that is gold.
Mm-hmm.
So a Waffle House owner, like a franchise owner of Waffle House, has to work the line once a month.
Wow. That's a great idea.
Because of this advice.
Yeah.
They have their vision, they have their mission, they're working on the business to make sure they're meeting their KPIs, they're watching the SWOT, they're doing all these things they're supposed to be doing. But if they don't know what's happening within the stores, within the restaurants, they will never be able to accurately keep the restaurant on track.
Yeah.
It is a huge thing. And we, as entrepreneurs, get so sucked into working on the business that we never actually know what's going on within it.
Right.
And that's why this isn't bad advice. It's just executed poorly.
Yeah. Imagine if you made paper cups. You make paper cups, you're working on the business, you got your people making the cups. If you were to get out of your office one day and come sit with the guy that's running the machine making the paper cups.
Yep.
And you say, hey, how's it going? What are things going? You know, you're helping them make cups, you're loading the paper in the machine to make the cups, you're watching it go. And you may find out the guy running the machine goes, yeah, we got jam again. We got another jam. We have probably 10 jams a day. All of a sudden you go from, wait, what? We got a problem in our cup makers that nobody's ever said to me. Because now you're in the business, you see the pain of the people, of what's going on, and you could never fix that because guess what? You never knew you had a problem, right?
Never knew you had a problem. It's almost like Undercover Boss.
Absolutely.
Like, honestly, I think that's why that show was even created, was to figure out, was to get these owners, these CEOs of these massive companies
Out of their ivory towers.
out of their ivory tower to figure out what's going on within the company.
Yes.
Because that's what's going to change the trajectory.
Yeah.
And if you never get out of that, if you never actually focus on it,
Yeah.
you will say, we're reaching our vision.
Yeah.
It's taking a lot longer than I thought, man.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. And you know, here's a scary thing. And you know me, Mr. in your face kind of guy, because that's just how I am. But imagine now that same guy you're running the thing with, and you have your SOPs lined out, and you're doing all this stuff, and the guy goes to load the machine with paper, and he goes, hey, this is what SOPs say, but we don't do it that way, because if you do it that way, you could lose an arm in the machine. Imagine that. That's ridiculous. Could you imagine if you found that out? You have these SOPs in place and you find out that your SOPs can cost somebody their arm.
Shocking.
So that is critical.
It's huge.
You could change your business. Now let's, hey, you know what? I didn't know that.
I had
I'm
no
so
idea.
glad you told me that. What's the best way to do it? Because he's the tech.
They know.
He's the one doing this every day. And you go, what should we do?
Yep.
And now you change that. And guess what? You may have saved lives. I know that sounds like crazy. We're like,
But it could.
but it could.
It could. And that's not something we're thinking about. If we were strictly focused working on the business, we're in our ivory tower constantly. Or, but I always say this, and it's more of a joking thing, but entrepreneurs like to hear it. Going to the beach, sipping Mai Tais, watching your stacks of cash grow. And if that's all we're doing and we're not focused in the business, we have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea if somebody could lose an arm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I mean, it literally is that simple.
Yeah.
So we have to find ways to understand what is happening within the business while we're working on the business.
Yeah.
I mean, it would literally be like, a 10-year-old building a Lego set without instructions.
Yeah.
The techs
Crazy.
don't know what the instructions are. We know what it should look like, and we're happy with what their building should look like. And we're like, yeah, this is awesome. But then we get there and they're like, well, we don't have this Lego. And be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is the keystone to
Yeah.
making the rest of this look like this.
Yeah.
But if we don't know, we'll never be there.
Yeah.
We'll never get to that vision.
Yep. And on the flip side of that, I talked about the danger of it, but what if that tech on that machine said, if we would do this, this, and this, we could speed up production by 30%. Wait, what? I can make more cups and more money?
Be like, son, let's talk.
Exactly.
You got a promotion, sir. Welcome to management.
Exactly. So being in that business often, I think it's good for a number of things. Morale, number one. Just
Yep.
letting the people know, hey, I want to know how you're doing.
Yeah.
That's
a big one.
huge.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. And then, working on your processes. Are they working? Is this working right? Do we need to make changes?
Correct.
How can we do that? And I know this is not really the subject here, but as a leader, this is an opportunity for you to possibly meet that C player and go, oh my gosh, this guy is better than the C player. I need to be looking at putting him on a fast track to become in leadership because he knows what he's doing, but everybody around him is looking to that person for advice and how to do things because that person is leading that group of people.
That's weird. That
But
goes
you
back.
wouldn't, you never find that in your tower, would you?
You never would. That goes back to the previous podcast
It does.
that we talked about.
It does.
The one thing I will say to watch out for is the Peter principle, which is a great tech does not equal a great manager.
That's exactly right.
So you have to make sure that that person has the characteristics of that leader.
But you'd never know that sitting in your tower, would you?
You never would. And that's why I love bringing up this piece of worst advice.
We could do
Because
like 5 of these podcasts on
dude,
this.
we could go we have so many pages.
We might have to
Worst
do a part
advice.
2 on this.
We may have to, because this advice is something we give constantly.
Yeah.
It's always about, hey, you're wearing 243 hats. You only need to wear one. And that means you're working in the business, not on the business.
Mhm.
And you need to work on the business as an entrepreneur, not in it.
Yep.
But if you don't have a foot in the door in the business, you will never know what's going on.
It's balance.
It is a huge balance.
Mhm.
And it's something that we have to understand and we have to work through.
It is.
So, what old man advice you got for us? Because we've had a lot of random worst advice going on here. I want to hear some true old man wisdom.
Okay. So I think that if somebody's giving you advice, you should, number one, take it with a grain of salt, and you should ask yourself, that person that's giving you the advice, would you switch places with them?
So hold on, time out to all our listeners. I give Mickey advice all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me you ask yourself, would you switch places with me?
Yeah. Would I switch places with him? And that's not just your bank account. So for example, if I think a business owner, I see a business owner that's making millions of dollars a year and he's giving me advice, would I switch positions with him? But he's giving that advice, but he's working 80 hours a week and he's never sleeping, he's never taking vacation, his wife's already left him. Do I really want his advice? He may be successful, but is he successful? Is that what I want? No, maybe.
That's a really good point. Actually, I was having some conversations with some people not too long ago, and they were giving advice to somebody who was engaged, not married, and they were on their second, third marriages.
Ooh.
And they were talking about all these things, and they were like, well, Neil, is Corey your second, third wife? I said, no, she's my only wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I made it very specific. I said, she's my only wife.
Yep.
And they just kind of looked at me because she's my ride or die. She completes me.
She takes care of you, keeps you going.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
For them, it was very hard to comprehend. And the person receiving the advice didn't kind of from that point on was like, okay, the second and third marriages,
Mm-hmm.
those are hard lessons learned, but this guy has kept a relationship, has kept a marriage going.
Yep.
I'm going to take that advice.
Yep. Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
that's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, when you're taking this advice, would you switch places?
Yeah.
Like, if I was taking advice from somebody who has failed 5 businesses, would I take that advice
Mm-hmm.
from that person?
Yeah.
Or somebody who only had one business that became extremely successful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It matters. It matters, but
Matters.
it matters to the whole picture.
It does.
You know, because you can have failed businesses and that's okay. Is the business they're on today successful?
Yep.
So I mean, it matters to how you view that, and would you put yourself in their position? Would you take their life and how they're doing it
Yeah.
to get to the
get
advice that they're giving? What are they doing to do that?
Yeah.
And you know, we've seen people all the time that say, I worked 60, 70 hours a week, and they wear this like this badge of honor, and I'm like, that's not a badge of honor, bro.
100, bro. 60, 70, nothing.
Yeah.
I'll take 100 every day.
That's not a badge of honor, y'all.
Not real.
It's not.
No.
Not if you want to live, not if you want to be successful and enjoy your life.
Not if you want to enjoy your life.
That's the key.
That's some good old man wisdom right there.
It was all right.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. So thank you guys for tuning in to the Tab Lab. We can't wait to catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.
Yeah. Hustling and grinding, don't know where to go. Emerald Coast board, got the knowledge flow. Whispers in the wind, strategies unfold. Business blueprint like a